Good.
That's so scary.
Landing a bit in your heels, hey?
Yeah, I know. It's because I like actually sit and tap.
But should you be landing in your heels?
No.
What's something that you could do to change the way you're landing?
Maybe like still, yeah.
Just hold that crunch a little bit as you land, you know what I mean? Because the difference between this, where your toes are lifting, and this, where you're actually like still on your toes. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, can you lift faster and flip faster? Because these are all things that'll help you to feel like you got more time to land. Good. Do a couple without grabbing. Remember, lift and flip before you even get to the top, and then that way you have time just to roll, see the floor, and then land.
Oh, I grabbed. Yeah, I like fell off the bottom, so then I like grabbed.
Right there, I want you to like lift as fast as you can, you know what I mean? Because if I'm like, see how that takes me time to get back to here? When I go like this, I land on my knees, and then everything else comes down. You need to be able to like lift. So there's that little bit of like float as you're up on top of your knees there, and then that'll help you to get your hips and feet up and flip. There we go, that's better. Good. Last one, and then we'll scoot forward.
Can I grab when I'm on the other?
Yeah, you can grab on here.
I was gonna say I'll like face plant.
No, you got it. I'm just making it harder for you there so that when we move to here, it's easier when we grab. Cool. All right.
Wow.
First one's always going to be the worst one. You've heard me say that probably countless times now. So just try and make sure now.
Throw my head back.
Yeah, we're lifting with our head and not with our like upper body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you do this for me? Take a seat next to me. I want you to use your elbows and your shoulders. What?
What in the world?
So you're going to squeeze your core so that it doesn't open. And I want you to use your shoulders and elbows and you feel that like like lift that you have to do there? That should be the top of your standing tuck. Let me do one.
Okay.
See if we can see the. I'll edit it in, and then you'll be able to see it on the video, and I'll see if it's the same as the there. Did you see it there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty similar. So that's where I want you to be when you leave the floor there. It'll give you a little bit more like. You'll feel like you can get your feet up faster. That's what I was trying to say. But focus on where your head needs to be in the jumping part and like where the flip needs to start. And then obviously, before you know it, the ground should be right underneath your feet. Land and then stand. Good. That's it. What does it feel like to you?
I don't know. I just feel like, is my head out? I can't tell.
No?
Okay, so it like feels like a good crunch. It just feels like I could be like fast off the bottom to get more height.
Absolutely. That is correct.
There we go.
Are you noticing like okay,
So like everything just feels fast. It's just height that I need.
if I ask you this question here, do you feel like you're how am I wording this? When are you squeezing your core the most?
Probably in the middle.
Can you squeeze it more when you're lifting? Like when your arms are going from here to here, and you just squeeze it more there to start lifting your hips a little sooner, then that'll get your feet up faster.
Okay.
So I want it to be like once really hard here when you jump and lift, and then again twice as hard when you pull and crunch. But the squeeze should be the same, but just at 2 different points on the jump and lift and the crunch and pull. A little bit better.
Yeah.
You feel it now? How it's kind of just a little bit like, oh, and then we're like, ah. I want you to try and think, you know what I mean? Like 2 big squeezes in there.
I feel like I'm gonna stand on my head. Like it doesn't feel like
It looks
I have
close.
like, time to like stand.
So like as we're landing, we're a little bit here. If you could try and like put your hips underneath your belly button as your feet are coming through to land, that'll help you to sort of like land a little bit taller,
Like roll.
even though it doesn't feel like you're doing much extra. I mean, there's a lot more involved there to change your shape, but even though it's not like you're standing up, you'll feel further away from the floor when you land, and you'll feel like you're landing taller. See that?
Yeah.
It's like in the landing as well, right? It's not really in the tuck, it's as your feet land on the floor. So that's something you can get used to, is like always finishing your skill, especially handsprings, because half of that shape connects like through the landing, you know what I mean? Using that rolling piece at the very, very end will put you in a better position to like put your feet down and pick up your chest without actually picking up your chest yet.
I feel like I'm gonna forget to jump.
No, you're not gonna forget to jump. That's the first
That's
thing.
like the whole point.
It's like the first thing. Just remember when you jump that it's a big lifting crunch at the same time. You're already squeezing as hard as you can right there. Hey! And then hey when you roll over.
I just gotta get the first one out.
Yep.
And then it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, 110%.
Good. That's it.
I was better than I thought.
Yep.
And it was feet first too.
Exactly. And I'm gonna say it again. The first one is always the worst one. So let's just try again.
Did I go back? Did I go like?
Yeah. Your head was out just a little bit at the top when you started to pull. Because like if you think about like if I'm supposed to be here but my head's here, I'm gonna go to where my head is.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you keep your head like in a little bit more, your tuck already is gonna be higher and it's gonna flip a lot quicker.
I saw.
Yeah. What are you looking for at the end, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah. You're not gonna find it.
I saw the banner at the start. like,
Yeah.
when I
That's
hit.
good, but you also saw it at the end, right? I want you looking like through your stomach. Like it's not like physically, but I want you to like push your head through your stomach in a way like you're trying to look underneath your feet, but like through your body. Does that even make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
kind of?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. There you go.
Hello.
That's better. There we go.
I feel like I just like can crunch more.
Yeah, in the landing especially. Notice how when you like feet hit the ground, you're like, oh my god, I'm already running forward before I'm even taking that first step.
Yeah.
So just crunch through it a little bit more. I want your landing to be like this. Not just like this, but like, you know what I mean? Where you're really keeping that momentum rolling even on your feet. Because it's so much easier just to step back and stand up than it is to step forward and fall forward there. There it is. Heaps better.
I did it!
Heaps better, yeah.
Yes.
See? Not that bad, right?
Right?
There's so many fast things in there and it's so easy to miss something, and once you miss something it feels like impossible from there.
Yeah.
But as long as you kind of like just quickly check off the checklist, you're kind of done before you can even mess it up.
Yeah, you literally have to hold, crunch, and land.
Yeah, and literally not change.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh my god, I made it. Now I'm done. You know?
Is my head out like that? Or is it
No,
like,
no, it's good. Do you want to
Yeah.
see it slowly? The first thing we're doing here is we're sitting obviously right there. Pretty good.
normally my head would be all the way
Yeah,
back.
normally
so...
you're already chin up and looking out, but like that head being forward there is pretty good.
Should I
But
tuck my legs faster?
yeah, if we could crunch with your stomach a little bit already
Yeah.
here, because you see how it's a tiny bit open here and then a little bit open
Yeah.
there.
Feel my legs.
If we can try and keep this a little bit more like flat, again, keeping the nose over the shoulders and as much as you can over your hips there instead of being behind your shoulders that little bit. If you can stand up here a little bit more, you'll be able to get your feet up a little bit faster.
Mhm.
But yeah, you see here,
Tuck my head in more.
yeah, if you get that trend in right there too, you already be halfway upside down before it starts to come down. See how we get up, and now at this point,
And
like
then it could go higher.
this is probably the highest point, and have a look at where we roll. It goes through that line. It could go, if we tuck that
On
chin
top
in
of
here,
the
it could roll right on top of that line, and that's pretty much where we want it to be. And that will give you way more time for your landing, and then you won't,
Okay,
we won't
crunch.
land like down here that close to the floor. We'll land a little bit more hit, a little bit more on top of your feet. Those drawings were
Yeah.
terrible, but that's okay.